See who jumps on live. I know that it is lunchtime and here in Michigan on the East Coast. I'm not sure if you guys will be jumping on, but I wanted to come in today and share a word of encouragement with you guys today, with my friends that are now finding themselves in a foreign territory, in a foreign land. Many of us are working remotely, and many of you guys are working remotely not by choice. And with that change in your situation, with that change in your work environment, working from home, you might be finding yourself a little bit uneasy. So I wanted to share some of the things that has worked for me the past 20 years working remotely in my business. So one of the things that has worked for me is to take my projects or take my assignments into bite-sized chunks. What do I mean by that? I tend to work with my projects or my clients in 45-minute increments and then take a 15-minute break in between, not including lunch. So if I'm working on something that's going to take me an entire day, I build in 15-minute breaks so that I'm not overwhelmed. Another thing that I do is get up and move. When I take those 15-minute breaks, it's not for me to sit down and hang out on social media. It's for me to get up and stretch. If you have the ability to go outside and get some fresh air, to get some sunshine, it works wonders if you guys can go outside and do that. Even if you can't walk around for a long period of time, go outside and just enjoy the sun, enjoy the fresh air, get yourself some fresh air. I tend to take walks up and down my driveway when I'm working from home, walking around my neighborhood when I have the opportunity to do that on a longer stretch of time, perhaps during my lunch hour or, before starting my day or even after my day ends, to get out and get some exercise in and walk. If you can't go outside, then find something that you can do indoors. Stretching, yoga, meditation, all of those things will help you to clear your mind, get yourself back refocused, and really to help yourself get refreshed. Drinking plenty of water. One of my friends invited me to the gallon water challenge, I think she said it was, or the water gallon challenge. I was already drinking water, guys, but being in a challenge like that to help you to surround yourself with people who have the like mind. You guys are on the same path, going towards the same type of goals, and giving each other encouragement. It really, really helps. So being able to check in with how much water you're drinking, making sure that you are drinking enough water, staying hydrated. Not only does it, help you to fight off the COVID-19 virus or any other type of virus, it also, replenishes you, and it really helps your mind to be clearer, and so many more health benefits that's involved with that. Then also eating healthy. Today, in a group that I'm in, a health group that I'm in, one of the women was talking about how stressed she was on yesterday, and one of the things that she did in response to that stress was reach for sweets and sugary snacks. That's no good. So if you have things that are, hopefully that you have stocked your pantry, with nuts and fruits and vegetables, if possible, reach for those things instead of those sugary snacks, because they're no good for you. They're no good for your stamina. Those are the types of things that will cause you to be sluggish during the day. And so you really want to feed yourself with those things that will help you to remain at the top of your game, remain healthy, and remain strong. Hello, Danita LaShawn 81. Thank you for joining. Today I'm just talking about sharing some things that has worked for me as somebody who's been working virtually for over 20 years. A lot of my friends, a lot of my clients are talking about, how stressful it is to work from home and really be on quarantine and all of the different things that they're asking for us to do. And so I'm just sharing some things that have worked for me. If you've worked from home, if you're working from home now, if you have something to add, I would love to hear from you. What's working for you if you are finding yourself now having to work remotely or work virtually. And so I just shared, one of the things is to get yourself some exercise, go outside if you can, stretch, take your projects into bite-sized chunks, doing things in like 45-minute increments each, and then taking 15-minute breaks in between during the workday, and not overworking yourself. But the last thing that I wanted to add is surrounding yourself with a group of people who are positive, who think positive, who have a positive outlook in the midst of all of the, things that we're dealing with today, all of the news media and all of the things that people are sharing. Surround yourself. Make sure your feed also has, positive quotes, inspiration, people who will pour into you some positivity in the midst of all that's going on. Melissa, hello. Thank you for joining. We're talking about working from home and keeping your head on straight and really keeping a positive outlook during, all of the things that we're dealing with right now in the world today. If you have something that you'd like to add, some tips for us, we're really just trying to pull together people who are going to keep each other uplifted during this time and to share some positivity in the midst of all of the things that's coming through our social media feeds today. So I would love for you to, if you have some comments, if you have something to share, what's working for you? How do you keep yourself in an energetic state? And how do you keep yourself positive and focused if you're working from home, or even if you're at work? What's some things that's worked for you? Would love to hear from you guys. Danita, Melissa, thanks for joining. Another thing that I think I mentioned earlier is drinking water. A lot of people are talking about drinking water, and there's so many benefits to drinking water. It keeps you hydrated, it keeps you focused, alert, and according to the CDC, it helps to fight off that COVID virus. But I've been drinking water for a while. It took some getting used to. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have one type of water. People say spring water, but if you only have tap water, boil the tap water, put it in the fridge. And what I'm told is that we should be drinking warm water versus cold water. So I didn't know that, but I'm typically a room temperature type of girl. Love to drink alkaline water when I can find it, but spring water works. So that's another thing. And then we are definitely going to be recommending that you stock yourself up with good, healthy snacks, your nuts, your grains, your fruits, your vegetables, those type of things, and staying away from sugar. One of my friends told me that sugar is a magnet for disease. And if we are stressed out, we tend to kind of reach for the candy bars and those different types of things that, they taste good, but they may not be so good for us right now, because we're really focusing on keeping our immune system built up and really to keep our energy levels up and to live life as normal as possible. Another thing that I have, really been thinking about in this time because of what's going on right now is, you can always find something good in the midst of everything, right? I always try to look for the silver lining. And because of what's going on, I have learned, and I've been doing so much research, ladies, about health. Never really been that focused on the staying I would say staying on track with it. I would start off with it, but now, it really is becoming a way of life, exercising, eating, drinking water, and then of course the hygiene. So we talked about, stocking yourself up with the hygiene things, the sanitizers. If you don't have the sanitizers, just washing your hands with soap and water. Right now, it's just, I'm not being, overly cautious, but I am taking precaution. I'm not paranoid. I'm not paranoid about it at all, but I do keep hand sanitizer with me, and I am paying attention to what CDC is saying about washing our hands frequently. So, what anything changed with you guys? Anything changed in your life? Are you doing anything different as a result of what's going on right now? Would love to hear from you. Would love to hear from you.